On April 14, 2022, a shocking event unfolded on the Black Sea. The warship Moskva, the mighty flagship of Russia's Black Sea Fleet, sank in a blaze of smoke and fire. This was not only the greatest loss for the Russian Navy since World War II, but also the largest warship sinking of the 20th century, surpassing all prior naval incidents in modern times. With a displacement of 12,500 tons, Moskva was a symbol of power. So what caused this giant to fall just weeks after the Russia-Ukraine war erupted? Join Warfront Insights channel as we uncover the mystery behind this tragedy. Hit like, subscribe, and the bell icon to stay updated with our in-depth military analyses. Originally named Slava, Moskva was laid down in 1976 at the 61 Kommunara shipyard in Mykolaiv, Ukraine, then part of the Soviet Union. Launched on July 27, 1979, and commissioned in 1983, it was renamed Moskva in 1995, becoming the command center of the Black Sea Fleet in Sevastopol. Moskva played key roles in major operations, from the 2008 Georgia conflict to military support in Syria in 2015 and the 2022 Ukraine blockade. Part of the Slava-class Project 1164 ALNT, it was designed to counter NATO aircraft carriers, equipped with 16 P-1000 Vulcan anti-ship missiles, 64 S-300F Fort air defense missiles, 40 OSA-M missiles, 6 AK-630 CI-WES, 133M torpedoes, measuring 180.4 meters long with 121,000 horsepower, a top speed of 32 knots, and a crew of 510, Moskva was a formidable war machine. The Slava class includes two active ships, Marshal Ustinov, Northern Fleet, and Varyag, Pacific Fleet, while Ukraina, an incomplete sister ship, remains inactive under Ukrainian control. So, why did Moskva, a floating fortress, meet its end? The sinking of Moskva sparked fierce debate as Ukraine and Russia offered conflicting accounts. Ukraine claims two Neptune anti-ship missiles launched from near Odessa struck Moskva, causing a massive fire and sinking the ship. Russia counters that an internal ammunition explosion triggered the blaze, and rough seas sank the ship while it was being towed to Sevastopol. Neither side has provided clear visual evidence, leaving the truth shrouded in mystery. One thing is certain: at 12,500 tons, Moskva is the largest warship lost in the 23rd century, dwarfing smaller losses like Russia's Saratov landing ship, 4,700 tons, 2022. Compared to the sinking of Argentina's ARE General Belgrano, 12,000 tons, in the 1982 Falklands War, Moskva marks a new milestone in modern naval history, especially amid the intense Russia-Ukraine conflict. This event was not just a material loss, but a blow to the Russian Navy's prestige, while boosting Ukraine's resistance spirit. So, who's telling the truth? Did Ukraine really bring down a giant with missiles? Or is Russia hiding the facts to save face? Let's dive into the arguments to find answers. Ukraine boasts a resounding victory. Two Neptune anti-ship missiles sank Moskva, Russia's seemingly invincible flagship. The arguments supporting this claim are compelling. First, the Neptune is Ukraine's modern weapon, with a 280-300 km range, subsonic speed, skimming 3 to 10 meters above the sea, and carrying a 150 kg warhead launched from near Odessa. It could easily target Moskva 8,100 nautical miles away at estimated coordinates 46 DG30 N31 DEG 0E. Second, Western intelligence backs this claim. The US and NATO confirmed Moskva was damaged by missiles, with satellite imagery showing smoke rising from the ship's position. Third, Ukraine's coordinated tactics may have been key. The Bayraktar TB2 drone, renowned in the war, could have jammed Moskva's radar or acted as a decoy, creating a window for Neptune to strike. Fourth, the consequences align. 2 missiles hitting the ship's side could spark a massive fire, detonating the P-1000 Vulcan ammo stores with 500 kg warheads, causing irreparable damage. Finally, the wartime context makes Ukraine's claim more credible. Moskva sank amid fierce Russia-Ukraine fighting, with Russia blockading the coast and Ukraine actively countering with asymmetric weapons. The idea that a major warship engaged in combat sank due to an internal accident is a hard-to-believe coincidence, especially given Ukraine's proven ability to precisely strike Russian targets. This was not just a military triumph, but a psychological blow, elevating Ukraine's global standing. Not everyone buys Ukraine's story. How could just 2 Neptune missiles sink Moskva, a floating fortress with advanced air defenses? Several arguments cast doubt on this claim. First, Moskva's superior air defenses posed a formidable barrier. Equipped with the S-300F Fort 150 km range, OSA-M 15 km, and 6 AK-630 CI-WAS 5 km. Moskva was designed to provide an air defense umbrella for the entire fleet. Its MR-800 and MR-700 radars could detect low-flying missiles from 20 to 30 km, making it tough for 2 subsonic missiles to break through. Second, structural resilience. At 12,500 tons, Moskva was built to withstand more than a couple of hits. 2 150 kg warheads would unlikely cause enough damage to sink it, unless they hit the ammo stores. Third, lack of visual evidence. Ukraine has only made claims without releasing videos, images, or specific data about the attack, raising questions about credibility. Fourth, unserious tactics. Attacking Russia's flagship with just 2 subsonic missiles and a Bayraktar TB2 drone seems insufficient for such a strategic target. Major assaults typically require multiple missiles to overwhelm defenses. Finally, Russia's poor maintenance. The Russian Navy is notorious for sloppy equipment handling, especially with aging ships like Moskva, in service since 1983. Maintenance issues such as faulty radars or ineffective firefighting systems could have led to an internal ammo explosion. As Russia claims, such an accident could cause more damage than 2 missiles, making Russia's story more plausible to skeptical analysts. If Ukraine truly used 2 Neptune missiles and a Bayraktar TB2 drone to sink Moskva, is this a historic turning point for naval warfare? Let's analyze. Asymmetric tactics were key. A simple attack, combining subsonic anti-ship missiles and a low-cost drone, took down a 12,500-ton cruiser. This shows that even mighty warships are vulnerable to modern technology, ushering in a new era of naval combat. The impact on naval doctrine is undeniable. The event challenges the role of flagships, pushing nations to invest in anti-ship missiles, drones, and close-in defense systems. Reactions from naval powers show caution, but no retreat from large ships. United States, the U.S. Navy, operating carriers like USS Gerald R. Ford, tilde, 1,000 tons, sees Moskva's loss as a warning about low-flying missiles and drones. The U.S. continues building Icon-class carriers and destroyers, but upgrades Aegis systems, laser weapons, and integrated air defenses. China, with Type 55 cruisers, tilde 13,000 tons, China bolsters close-range air defenses and drone countermeasures, while advancing its Type 3 carrier program. NATO, the UK HMS Queen Elizabeth, and France Horizon-class ships integrate drones into tactics and enhance CIWS yet continue investing in large ships for expeditionary power. The fact that major powers keep building large warships shows their belief in blue water fleets, but with upgrades to counter new threats. The historical significance of Moskva's sinking could rival the 1982 sinking of HMS Sheffield by an Exocet missile, a turning point when affordable tech challenged giants. If Ukraine's claim is true, Moskva's demise proves that naval warfare has entered a new phase where power no longer depends solely on size. As is customary in military academies worldwide, significant battles are meticulously studied to draw lessons for future conflicts. The sinking of the warship Moskva on April 14, 2022, if indeed caused by Ukraine's Neptune missiles, will undoubtedly become a critical case study, analyzed in Russian and Ukrainian military academies, as well as by naval powers like the US, China, and during wartime, belligerents often spread disinformation or fog of war to gain an edge. Ukraine may exaggerate its victory, while Russia might conceal its defeat. But when the war ends, the truth must come to light. Ukrainians would not invest time studying a fabricated battle, as it offers a chance to refine their asymmetric tactics, enhancing their ability to strike major targets with missiles and drones. Likewise, Russians cannot ignore the incident if their flagship, a 12,500-ton warship with advanced air defenses, was sunk by enemy missiles. Such a failure demands thorough analysis to improve air defense systems, ship maintenance protocols, and fleet tactics. If Russia persists in claiming Moskva sank due to an accident without acknowledging vulnerabilities, the Black Sea Fleet risks repeating mistakes in the future, especially against modern technological threats. The Moskva incident, the largest warship loss of the 23rd century, is more than a material setback. It's a strategic warning. It raises questions about the role of large warships in an era of missiles and drones, compelling global military academies to reassess naval doctrines. Whatever the cause, this event reminds us that no warship is invincible, and the truth, though obscured in wartime, will always find a way to surface. What do you think? Was Moskva sunk by missiles or an internal accident? Share your thoughts in the comments. Hit like, share, and subscribe to Warfront Insights channel for more military analyses. See you next time.